Hello everyone, this is Efren and this is part 6 of the Mastering Minesweeper series, and today I'm going to show you the very helpful 4-1 pattern along with some other very similar ones. So let's get into it. So basically the 4-1 pattern states that if you have a 4 and a 1 right next to each other, anywhere on the board, the 3 tiles that are 1 away from the 4, so these 3 all have to be mines. And the 3 tiles that are 1 away from the 1, which would be these 3, all have to be safe. Here's just another example. So here we have these 2 tiles missing now. Again, this can be anywhere on the board with any amount of tiles covered or uncovered. If you see a 4 and a 1 right next to each other, the 3 tiles on the side of the 4 must be mines, and the 3 tiles on the 1 must always be safe. Now let's take a second to see why this is. Alright, so here we have another 4-1 pattern, and if we start by taking a look at the 1, we know that there must be 1 mine within these 7 cells, and there are 2 divisions of possibilities for where the mine could be. So either the mine that belongs to this 1 can be seen by the 4 or it cannot. So if it can be seen by the 4, then it would either have to be here, 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 or there. So if it's in one of these 4 tiles, that's the first division, it could be seen by the 4. The second division being that whichever mine it is out of these 7 tiles, it is not seen by the 4. So that would be this, this, or this. So if we look at the first division of possibilities, where the mine can be seen by the 4, so it's one of these 4, then we know where the other 3 mines have to be surrounding the 4, and they have to be these 3, because there's no other position to put these 3 mines that would not also be seen by the 1, which would be an impossible case. So we know that if the mine is seen by the 4, then these 3 also have to be mines. But now if we look at the second division of possibilities, which is where the 1 mine within these 7 tiles is not also seen by the 4, then we're left with the mine being in one of these 3. Now if we take an example of one of these 3, for example let's do this one, then we run into a bit of an issue, because now if you look at this 1 sees this mine, all these must be safe, and all of a sudden this 4 is only left with these 3 tiles, which is not enough for 4 mines to be. And again, this goes for any position, could be there or there. So we know the first division of possibilities must be correct, which states that the mine seen by the 1 must be in one of these 4 spots, because it must also be seen by the 4. And as mentioned before, when we're looking at the mine being in one of these 4, these 3 must also be mines, since they're the only position they can be without having additional mines being seen by the 1. So what you can do is mark these 3 on the side of the 4 as mines, and these 3 on the side of the 1 as safe every time. So again, just another brief explanation of that logic on a different looking example. So we have a 4 and a 1 right here. This time we have some open tiles around it, but the same logic applies. We know that there cannot be a mine on the side of the 1, which in this case there's only 1 tile that could house it, because all of a sudden these 2 are safe, and the 4 is left with only these 3 being mines. So we know that there must be a mine in either here or here. In either scenario, these 3 must be mines to fulfill the 4. So again, these 3 have to be mines on the side of the 4, and on the side of the 1 has to be safe. And I guess just a good way to remember this is just think 4 is higher, so you know that's the side with the mines. 1 is lower, so you can think safe kind of corresponds with the number's density. Now this pattern is great not only because anywhere you see it on the board you can apply it, no matter what the tile situation looks like, but it's also great because there are a few other variants with higher numbers that share the same logic. So we have a 5-2 right here, and we can actually apply similar logic. If we take a look at this 2, we know that there must be 2 mines in here in these 7 tiles. Again, we can kind of, actually for this instance, we can use 3 divisions. So the first division is that both of the 2 mines are within these four. The second division is that one of the two mines is in these four and the other is in one of these three. And the third division is that both are in these three. And we can quickly rule out the second and third division, because if we have two mines within these three, then all of these five are safe. And then this 5, we only have 3 tiles left, so it definitely cannot be this. If we look at the second possibility, which there's a 1 in here and a 1 in here, we also realize that it doesn't work. So if we use this as an example, all these are safe, and now we're only left with these 4 tiles that can house the mines for the 5, which is impossible. And this works for any combination. You could do this, you could do this. If there's 1 mine in here and 1 mine in these 4, it doesn't work. So we know that the only possibility that can work is the first division, where they're both within these 4. So for example, if we have these 2, all these are safe, but the 5 also sees these 2, and it has 5 tiles for its 5 mines to go, and we know that these 3 must always be mines no matter what combination it is, and these 3 must always be safe. And now moving on one higher to the 6-3 pattern. Again, similar logic here. So if we look at this 3, there must be 3 mines within these 7. And I'm not going to go over all the divisions, like, oh, there could be 2 in here, 1 in here, 1 in here, 2 in here. Long story short, the 3 mines must be within these 4 tiles. And this is because when you have 3, that is the only possibility in which this 6 has enough possible tiles that could be mines. So again, these 3 on the side of the 6 mines, and the side on the 3 are safe. Pretty rare one, but occasionally you might run into it. And now finally, if we go even one higher, you will probably never ever run into this, but yeah, I had to open up this editor in order to generate it. But if you happen to run into a 7-4 pattern, then again, the 3 on the side of the 7 are mines, and the 3 on the side of the 4 are safe. And actually, for this pattern, you could just use the logic that this is the only possible layout of mines when there is a 7 and a 4. So I guess that's the easiest way to know the logic for this one. One final example, I happen to find these 2 4-1s right next to each other, so why not? Pretty cool. You can just clear out all these just like so, and get definitely a lot of progress on the board just from knowing this helpful pattern. But yeah, that'll be pretty much it for this video. If you have any questions, be sure to leave them in the comments. And yeah, thanks for watching. Until next time. Second division is one of the mines is in these 4.